America has helped many other countries, and she has helped herself. Helped herself to the land and natural resources of the red man, helped herself to millions of Africans kidnapped from their land, and most, even now, seem to prefer the enthusiastic and flattering praise of fools to the constructive criticism of intelligent human beings. Damn, brothers, this statement about Africa is so good I hate to even talk. But I remember America. Percussion has been our cushion. Percussion has been our cushion in America. And I remember Hiroshima too, 1945, though I was not there. At 8:15 a.m., Hiroshima saw a blinding flash, and the sun itself seemed to crash to the ground. A hurricane raged through the city streets with winds made of red-hot flames, solid as compressed heat and hot enough to melt bricks. Everyone that wall of fire touched were burned to death instantly, and human beings miles away could feel their skins peel off like feathers singed from a plucked chicken. And later, a terrible black liquid filled the air and became the air. That black liquefied air was deadly poison, and the entire atmosphere of the city was lethal. It could be euphemized as America's first grand experiment with air pollution. Early that afternoon, a lesser hurricane blew through the city, spitting solid objects like bullets into the burned bodies as if to finish the job just in case. But the job had been finished. But not in Nagasaki. 3 days later, America's terrible technological monster known as the atom bomb visited Nagasaki. As before, the searing blast came with heat of over 45 million degrees centigrade. At once, the death toll of the combined cities began to rise to over 250,000 human beings, and not all died instantly. Some have been dying slowly and tortuously ever since. For the last 2.5 decades, about 200,000 Japanese have been racked in pain as they slowly completed the contract of death which America had notarized after Japan had signed it with the attack on Pearl Harbor. I remember America. I remember Attica Prison, 1971, and this time I was there. I recall the word nigger in my country spoken just as naturally as the word cat. I remember over 30 human beings shot down dead, men with no guns and only crude, clumsy, makeshift weapons, far inferior to the shotguns with expanding buckshot and gas and automatic weapons of the government. A shotgun will hit anyone standing in front of it. The pellets will not hit convicts only and fall short of white guards. That was one time, I suppose, some white folks could have used some discrimination, but shotguns do not discriminate. I heard with my own black American ears a white doctor say the prisoners were not humans but animals, and the oath I heard him swear was not the oath of Hippocrates that doctors are supposed to take, but the oath of hypocrisy. I saw with my black American eyes a black man being carried outside, wounded, on a stretcher, carried by 2 white prison guards. He couldn't have been carried by 2 prison guards of any other color because there weren't any. I saw them throw that black wounded prisoner to the ground viciously, his head bouncing hideously off that hard, cold surface. And I remembered My Lai and a man who killed little children and women there in America's name, and came home and got some time and some personal attention from Richard Nixon, and to some, he became a hero. Remember the horse that used to pull the wagons that wore blinders? Now we've got people pulling stuff instead of wagons, and many would-be Americans wearing blinders and earmuffs on their ears that screen in positive facts and block out negatives. But America is also reality, and reality is like a photograph. For every positive print, there is a negative. I remember, too, my hometown, Detroit, where in 1967, during a civil disturbance, white folks joined black folks in integrated looting, and some people, even today, recall it as a race riot. Wake up, America. Stop hearing and seeing only what you want to hear and see. Wake up. If we are the leaders of the world, where is the world going? Where is the world going? Today, America has moral halitosis, and the fumes, my country, from your breath are deadly. I love you, America, the land, the people, though not what your government does to humanity. I love you, want to revive you, but I hope to survive you. Now listen to the statement we make with our cushion percussion. Brothers, this is getting too good for me to continue talking. Not my country, right or wrong. My country, right the wrongs. Y'all better listen. This is the rhythm of life, not death.